Now, Philadelphia's only primetime news hour, honored by the Associated Press as the best newscast in Pennsylvania, the Fox 10 o'clock news.
Good evening, everyone. It is spring, but someone forgot to tell Old Man Winter that.
Snow, wind, and a real mess on the road. That's first on Fox tonight. A blast of winter weather pelted our region today, and the biggest problem right now and for tomorrow morning is the wind, with gusts up to 50 miles per hour. Earlier today, rush hour traffic moved at a snail's pace on many main arteries. Commuters crept along wet and snowy roads with poor visibility in most areas. In Center City today, just walking against the wind and blowing snow was a real challenge. And in Bucks County, more than 6 inches of snow blanketed the area, making for slippery roads and dangerous driving. And the wind is making it very difficult for crews to clear the roadways, though they are out in force trying to do their jobs. And in Chester County, about 4 inches of snow has already fallen, and the wind there is the big problem now. Residents there say you can hardly stand up, let alone walk against the strong wind.
Parts of North Jersey have gotten well over a foot of snow from this storm. South Jersey has received far less, but the snow has been falling for most of the day in South Jersey. The high winds caused a trailer ban on the New Jersey Turnpike. No major problems in South Jersey or the shore. Near whiteout conditions today in Boston, where the storm is hitting hard. Road crews are bracing for a 2-foot snowfall that could cripple the city. Snow emergencies have been declared in Boston and several other parts of New England. Blizzard conditions from this slow-moving nor'easter are expected to continue well into the morning in New England. Back home, officials at Philadelphia International Airport are reporting delays and some cancellations with flights. Passengers are asked to call the airport concerning any flight changes. The number is 1-800-PHIL-GATE. There you see it, 1-800-PHIL-GATE. If you are planning to head to the airport, you would be advised to call the number and make sure that your flight is still on target. All right, let's go over now to Frank Cariello, who joins us with the latest on the storm. Frank, what can you tell us?
We're continuing to see deteriorating conditions, Rich, on the area roadways due to the snow and, as we mentioned, the very strong winds. If we take a look at Fox Doppler radar right now, you'll be able to see a lot of activity on top of us. As you mentioned, over 6 inches of snow right now in Bucks County, even going into Montgomery County. We have a winter storm warning in effect for Bucks County overnight into tomorrow morning. A winter weather advisory is in effect for the rest of the area. We also have a regular wind advisory for gusts up to 50 miles an hour, as Jill had mentioned. That's going to cause wind chills down in the single digits, and we will see the snow end probably about 3 or 4 in the morning. Now, my wake-up forecast looks like this. Partly sunny skies and breezy with a temperature of 33 degrees. We'll also have a few flurries in and around metropolitan Philadelphia. We will have the flurries with us until about 10 or 11 in the morning. Then the sunshine will come out in the afternoon. There's a lot of weather news you have to be up on for the morning commute, and we'll have that along with what snow totals you can expect in your backyard coming up a little bit later. Rich, Jill?
Okay, Frank, thanks. We have this report just into Fox News that a Philadelphia police officer was hit by a car on I-95. All southbound lanes are shut down at the Allegheny exit. The car was heading south and struck the officer who was helping a driver in a broken-down car. The officer is from the 18th District in Southwest Philadelphia. His name has not yet been released. He is in serious condition.
The winter that never was now seems to not want to end.
That's the truth. Now, some areas have around here got quite a bit of snow. In fact, we've got calls from people in Sussex County who got anywhere from a foot to almost 20 inches of snow. This is around High Point and Sparta. And in other areas, we've gotten nothing. Around metropolitan New York, really not much at all. I'll be back later in the show to tell you how much we're going to get in terms of this winter weather and when we get back to having a spring fling. Ernie?
Every juicy bit of fresh squeezed taste you could possibly want. And it's never made from concentrate? Wow. Tropicana Pure Premium. Perfect.
This time of year, I need OcuHist.
OcuHist Eye Allergy Relief. It's anti-itching, anti-redness. It's antihistamine relief for your eyes, so it relieves red, itchy eyes fast.
My eyes feel great.
OcuHist Eye Allergy Relief.
Is it possible for a lot of different people to have the same dream? Yes, Automobile Magazine's Automobile of the Year. Toyota's RAV4, Dream of the Year, for a lot of different people.
Weather. Every day it moves and changes. There's something happening somewhere, and we bring you all of it in WeatherScope, the day's top weather stories, with live on-the-scene reports during major breaking events, up-to-the-minute forecast for the nation and specific regions, and fascinating insight that lets you understand exactly what's happening and why. WeatherScope. It's all the weather you want, every 30 minutes on the hour and half hour on the Weather Channel.
This is a special edition of WeatherScope.
Thanks for joining us here at the Weather Channel. I'm Christina Abernathy. We are watching a strong storm in the northeastern U.S. It's been intensifying this evening, providing very windy conditions for folks in the northeast and points southward, as well as plenty of snow. It continues to fall and will into tonight and tomorrow. And it's snowing now in Andover, Massachusetts, and that's where our own Rick Griffin joins us live. And Rick, we noticed earlier people still out on the roadways. Have the conditions deteriorated any there now on the roads?
Probably somewhat, Christina, but traffic is very, very light right now. I know the State Highway Patrol, Massachusetts State Patrol has indicated the roads obviously are not in the greatest of shape. They are slushy and snow covered, and probably urging people just to stay at home tonight. Earlier during rush hour there were quite a few fender benders, but no major accidents. We continue to have a wind-driven wet snow here in Andover. And the snow is wet enough that it is accumulating on surfaces like, in this case, power lines and trees. At last report, we had indications that there were 68,000 people or so without power in this area. And we have also heard reports of power lines falling on roadways, also tree limbs with the weight of the wet snow falling on roadways and at least temporarily blocking some roads like Route 2 and Route 3. Down on the Mass Turnpike, the Massachusetts Highway Patrol is enforcing a slower speed limit because of the weather conditions. Lots of school cancellations, obviously, for the day tomorrow. We've heard all about that this evening with all the schools being, or most of the schools being canceled. Out at Logan Field, I think one runway remains open. But again, call ahead if you have a flight leaving, because with the storm continuing overnight, conditions could deteriorate considerably at the airport. Just into us, reports of 14 inches of snowfall up at Jaffrey, New Hampshire, and 13 inches at Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. Not quite that much here in Andover, about 5 inches of accumulation, but the snow continues, and by early morning we may be looking at an additional half foot of accumulation on top of what we already have on the ground right now. We'll keep you up to date with continuing live reports. Back to you now, Christina.
Thanks a lot, Rick. Let's take a look now at a big picture of the Northeast that will give us an idea of how much snow has fallen here already. And we noticed that some of the heavier amounts have been here through the Catskills, where over a foot of snow has fallen in some areas. As a matter of fact, in Greene County, reports of 27 inches of snow, and to the north in Schoharie County, reports of 28 inches of snow in Broome and Gilboa. So again, we're talking about a major snowstorm here late in the season, and the snow continues to fall. This area of low pressure off the northeast coast and really wound up here. We see the moisture wrapping all the way around our low, as well as the cold air, so that we've got snow as far south as portions of Virginia and into Maryland. We've also had snow in Washington and as well as in Baltimore, and of course the snow continues to fall in the northeastern U.S., and that's where Bill Keneally joins us live right now. And Bill, some very windy conditions there earlier. Have the winds subsided any?
No, they have not, Christina. We're in the clutches of a classic winter storm here. We're about 25 miles southeast of Boston in Marshfield, Mass. And again, the ocean is right here. We're talking about 25 yards to my left. The wind is blowing from my left to my right. That is a northeast wind. Storm warnings are up here on the coast. And we're talking about winds of 50, occasionally 60 miles per hour. In the past hour, we have turned pretty much over to all snow now. And you can see that we're getting a slushy accumulation here in the roadway. But the big concern will be the high tide. The next high tide is 5 o'clock in the morning. There is a seawall here helping to buffer some of the residents here on Ocean Avenue in Marshfield. But we heard earlier at the 5 o'clock this afternoon high tide, residents across the street actually had water and waves crashing against the house. So that will be our next concern in about 6 hours.
All right, Bill, thanks a lot for that live report.
Okay.
Looks like it's going to get much worse before it gets better.
I think.
We want to take a look now at a final look at our storm, our area of low pressure, and where the snow is falling, and you can also see where the windy conditions are with our isobars packed in tightly here. Very windy conditions throughout the northeast, winds gusting to 30, 40, 50 to near 60 miles per hour, and of course the snow continues to fall too. Well, that's it for our storm in the northeast. We'll continue to keep you updated, but for now, we head back to the...
We're celebrating Easter and temperatures that were in the 60s. Well, in just a moment in the WZBN Mercer County forecast, we'll find out just what Mother Nature has in store for the next couple of days.
Alton Township, Washington Township, and Allentown. You can get Mercer County News on TKR Channel 25, 24 hours a day. In Trenton, Lawrence, Ewing, Hopewell Borough, and Pennington Borough, you can see us at 10 and 10:30 p.m. Monday to Friday on Comcast Channel 19. Hopewell Township cable viewers can see local news at 8 p.m., 10:30 p.m., and 8 a.m. on Suburban Bridge Channel 9. Lambertville, Stockton, West Amwell, and parts of Delaware Township can see us on Suburban Bridge Channel 8, Monday to Friday at 7:30, 10:30 p.m., and 6 and 7 a.m. Or you can always see us on UHF Channel 25, 24 hours a day from Bordentown to Levittown to Morrisville to Yardley and throughout Mercer County. WZBN, Mercer County's only full-time broadcast TV news source. We put Mercer County together for you.
WZBN Mercer County update. Is this somebody's idea of a cruel April Fool's joke a day early? Let's find out what's happening with the WZBN 5-day Mercer County weather forecast.
Tonight, snow will fall heavy at times with whiteout and blizzard conditions possible at times. The saving grace with this storm will be the warm ground temperatures that will keep snow accumulations down. Nevertheless, snow is expected to accumulate throughout the region with at least 4 inches of slushy accumulation possible in Trenton, with upwards of 12 inches or more as you travel north through the county. Elsewhere throughout the region, an inch or two of snow can be expected in coastal and southern New Jersey, including Philadelphia, with around half a foot of heavy wet snow possible in central New Jersey, which includes New York City. In northern New Jersey, more than a foot of heavy wet snow can be expected. The precipitation and winds will end early tomorrow, with skies becoming mostly sunny by the afternoon hours. As far as the temperatures go, our morning lows are going to start out around 30 degrees, with afternoon highs rising into the low 40s. Looking ahead, morning snow and strong damaging winds will be coming to an end, becoming mostly sunny later in the day.
Well, a fresh blanket of snow just in time for Major League Baseball's opening day on
Video
Tuesday.
for you tonight from the We're Not Alone file. Take a look at New England. This is Connecticut, and you can see, boy, is it coming down there. They've had over a foot of snow so far today, and they're pretty much in the same boat we are. And here's what's happening in Massachusetts, where they're expecting over 2 feet of snow. Jiminy Peak Ski Resort closed yesterday due to lack of snow. Guess what? They're opening again tomorrow because they want the skiers to come back. And if you were on the Schuylkill tonight or even on I-95, you know you're doing some skiing of your own because the weather's pretty nasty out there. Take a look at the books. Here's how we did. Could you believe it was 58 degrees at midnight? Sure didn't feel like it. So far, the low has been 31. Normals for the day, 57 and 38. Record high, nowhere near 81 degrees. The sun will rise about 5:45 tomorrow. Outside right now, we're at freezing with 100% humidity. Steady barometer. Northwest winds gusting up to 35 miles an hour. Our liquid equivalency of the snow so far, 2/3 of an inch. And the wind chill is now 2 here in Philadelphia. We have winter storm warnings in effect right now for Bucks, Chester, and Montgomery counties with winter weather advisories everywhere else. The snow will end tonight, probably about 3 or 4 in the morning. We have a wind advisory into tomorrow for gusts as high as maybe 35, 40 miles per hour, and then a big warm-up coming. That's the good news in the forecast. Now let's take a look at some of the temperatures out there. You can see Wilkes-Barre 29 degrees, Allentown and Trenton both 32, Wilmington checking in at 31, and Baltimore 33 degrees. You factor in the winds. It makes it feel like 11 in Wilkes-Barre, only 1 in Wilmington, 4 in Atlantic City, and 3 down in Dover. And if you take a look at some of the regional numbers, we're all pretty much in the same boat. We're all around freezing, and it's going to be hard to get that temperature to warm up a bit. But we will warm up tomorrow somewhat. We'll be in the upper 40s here in Philadelphia, 50s well down to the south of us, and that means we will have some snow melt here in the city. Let's take a look at what's happening tonight on Storm Track. You can see much of the Central Plains and the Gulf Coast free from any clouds, but you go into motion and you can see the clouds start here in the northern section of Virginia and continue all the way up into Philadelphia, and we were just pounded by snow because the storm system happened to just be sitting right off the coast of Long Island and not move. We really thought it would push off quickly and limit our snow totals, but you can see it is just hanging here on the eastern seaboard. It is finally pushing off to sea. That leads me to believe that the snow will end within the next 5, maybe 6 hours. We take a look at U.S. radar, and you can see all of New England under the belt of either snow, freezing rain, sleet, or rain, and it is all sitting from Maine going all the way down to right around northern sections of Virginia. We check out Fox Doppler radar, and you will see a lot of snow continuing to push in, but look, there's an end to the snow line here in Harrisburg, and that means it is all going to push off to the east, hopefully within the next 3 to 4 hours here in the city, and maybe by about 3 or 4 in the morning along the New Jersey shoreline. But keep in mind, with all the blowing snow, it's going to actually be hard to tell that it stopped snowing. It's going to continue to blow around, making it very difficult for the roads to get clear. Now, the snow totals look like this. Up to 3 inches down along the New Jersey shoreline, 3 to 6 inches here in metropolitan Philadelphia. But if you're in Bucks, Montgomery, going up into Chester County and the Poconos, 1/2 to 1 foot of snow on the ground by the morning. Now, here's what's going to be happening over the course of the night. Low pressure says goodbye, high pressure builds in, and I'm hoping we'll see some sunshine by midday tomorrow. Let's take a look at my forecast for tonight. Here's the things are rounding out. Very windy, snow ending, low down to 30 degrees, northwest winds at 25 to 35 miles an hour. And then for tomorrow, becoming mostly sunny. It will be cool with a high of 48. West-northwest winds calming down at about 10 to 20. For tomorrow night, fair and chilly, 26 to 30 for the overnight lows. We have a storm warning along the shore. Look for high temperature there of 50 tomorrow, and in the Poconos, a high of 39. We take a look at the 5-day weather picture. You can see Wednesday getting up to 58 degrees, and then Thursday up to 67 degrees, Friday up to 70, and Saturday 65 degrees with partly sunny skies. And from the "you thought it was bad here" file, take a look at this, folks. Home video from Bonneville, Kentucky. This was caught with a home video camera. A rash of twisters hit a 2-county area yesterday, killing 2, causing a lot of damage. So although we have a 1/2 foot of snow in some areas, the storm system could have been a lot worse here.
All right, Frank. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
A cold and blustery day.